Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Botania Garden of Glass. My name is Endeavour and today we are going to be building a tree farm. And between episodes I've been getting on with a little bit of grindy stuff. Nothing we haven't seen before, not skipping ahead, it's just some stuff I was running out of, so I've just done a little bit of grindy work to get rid of it. The runes was running a bit low on some of them, particularly the air. We only had 2 of these. These elemental runes are used for quite a lot of things, so it's handy to have a good stock of them at all times, and I will be needing a couple of them today. The other thing, as you'll see here, I now have 9 Terra Steel ingots, so I've been using my mana pearls, mana diamonds, and the mana steel over there, and putting this mana to good use. I don't have it sending across here automatically yet, but I've just been loading up my mana tablets from this mana battery, and as you can see, I've got a few in here, so I've been just charging these ones up, and just producing all that Terra Steel, and with all of these linked to this one, it goes so fast. So we've got a few of that, but I'm out of mana diamonds now, but I do have 44 diamond ore, so that's not too bad. I can break that down, but I don't have fortune on my pickaxe yet, so I don't really want to do that unless it's really necessary. Right, so what we're doing today, I'm building a tree farm, because at the moment I'm just chopping down these things over there. That's not ideal. Even though I don't mind chopping trees down, I'm not the kind of person that builds tree farms in vanilla. I don't mind chopping them down, but wood in Botania is so important. There's so many things that we need it for. So if we just look at the uses of the oak log, clearly we've got all the vanilla stuff, right? We can turn it into living wood, as we know already, and this is used in quite a lot of things as well. A lot of crafts that we need that for. And if we put this through the elven portal, we get the dream wood, and this again can be used for some of the higher tier crafts. So just that on its own is essential, but we can also use it for the other vanilla wood types as well. So if we go into here again and go into mana infusion, if we use the alchemy catalyst, we can turn oak logs into spruce, spruce into birch, birch into jungle. You get the idea. So we can get all of the vanilla tree types just by growing an absolute ton of oak. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to set up a completely automated system that we don't have to look after at all. Just leave it to run, do its thing, and then we're going to output those items somewhere that's accessible, that we can just grab whatever we want whenever we need it. So for this farm, we are going to need a few things, so let's get on with crafting those. Okay, so let's start off with the things that we already know. So a hopper hock is the first one. We're actually going to need the floating one, but let's just start with the basic one first. So we need 2 dark grey petals, 2 light grey, redstone root, and the rune of air, which we've just stocked up on. So this should be pretty straightforward. And I need grass for this, which I did stock up on between episodes as well, because I changed it all into pasture seeds, just like that. Because we're going to need these to create the floating flowers, but I'll just point this out if you're playing along with Botania Garden of Glass, because this is something I didn't know. But if you use these living wood shears, you don't really get that much grass. As you can see, it's turning a lot of it into seeds. It does occasionally drop it, just like that. Maybe it's just from the big one. Maybe that's what it is. So let's try that again. Yeah, so from the big ones, we get the grass. From the small ones, we just get seeds, which is quite handy early game if you're trying to get seeds. But if you just want the grass, like I do now, I recommend using the standard vanilla iron shears. And from these, we just get grass. So this is what I need now, and I can use this to craft the redstone root. Alright, let's grab a few of those. We also need the rune of air, and then the petals, we should be alright for these. One of you, 2, 2, 1, 2, and seeds. There we go, that's our first hop hawk. Okay. And empty hand to do the last recipe again, and seeds in there, and we now have 2 hop hawks. Great. Okay, so to create the floating one, we need any floating flower, so let's grab some flowers. Right, so for these we need the dirt, the pasture seeds, and any glimmering flower. So that's 2 glowstone and any flower. So what have we got a lot of? Not a lot really. We're definitely need to get a flower farm up and running soon, aren't we? Alright, so let's go with all the light grey. Alright, so we need that. We also need some glowstone. So that's about right. So we'll do that. And then we need dirt and the pasture seeds. We'll add up all those. Okay, so in here, let's go for pasture seeds in the middle, dirt, and the glimmering flowers. Right, so that gives 10 light grey glimmering flowers. Right, so with one of those, actually, let's do 2 of the floating hopper hawks. That gives 2 floating hopper hawks. Nice. Okay, so the next one we need is the Rannuncarpus, and this is the one that is actually going to plant the saplings down, ready to be grown into the trees. So this again is very simple: 2 orange, yellow, redstone root, and rune of earth. So definitely we can do all that. And we only need 1 of these. So grab 2 orange and 1 yellow And what was the thing? Rune of Earth, wasn't it? Let's grab that. So we'll have 2 of those. 1 of those. 1 of those. And 1 of those. Alright. Just like that. Right. So that's the Rannuncarpus. And I'm not going to turn it into the floating one yet, because I just want to show you how this works, because it's a little bit different with the floating one. It's actually much easier with the floating one, so, but I just want to point out a mistake I made with the normal one that is quite common, so I'll show you that. But first, let's craft up the rest of the stuff we need. Okay, so the next one is the Agricarnation. This one is an optional extra, but it's pretty essential because this applies a bone meal effect to the saplings, so we'll get them to grow faster. So the more of these we've got, the better. So what should we do? Let's do 3 or 4. Right, so these need some slightly more advanced runes as well. So I'm going to have to do this one first. So we've got plenty of the water and fire, and then it's just any sapling and wheat. So yeah, we can do this. Okay, so next step, rune of spring. Let's do this. Right, so rune of water, rune of fire. Well, it was the saplings and the wheat, wasn't it? So wheat, and then 3 saplings. There we go. You one there. Give it a tap. And there we go. We now have rune of spring. So I'll do a few of these because I want a few of the Agricarnations. So let's right click that and it does it for us. So I don't have to get confused. And the last one. Okay, so we now have 4. Right, we'll have that in there. We also want redstone root, 2 lime green, 1 green, and 1 yellow. Yeah, there we go. So we'll throw a seed in there. And there we go. That is our first Agricarnation. Let's put some more water in there. And right click again. And there we go. Nice. Right, so we now have 4 Agricarnations. We can turn those straight away into the floating version. Nice, so we'll just place these down and that will bone meal anything in this huge area around it. And the more you have, the quicker it goes. So that's brilliant. We've got 4 of those. Very nice. Right, so I should have a quick look at this Rannuncarpus before we actually get on with it. So what this does, this will take any item that you throw down near it and place it on the same block as the block that's under it. Now, the block that's under it does not mean the block is planted on. So this is the difference between the floating one and the one that I've got in my hand that I was talking about earlier. So if we place this down here, that is on grass. But actually, underneath it is a dirt block. And I really shouldn't have done that. So if we put a dirt block there and throw down some living rock, that actually is not going to have any mana, is it? So let's fix that. Link it to this one here. Oh, that's turned into grass, isn't it? Right, so, alright, let's do something else then. If we remove this block here and put living rock there, that is now above living rock. So if we put a living rock there, and let's do something different so we're not getting confused. Right, so let's grab that there that was down there, and it's put it on top of the living rock, because that's the only one around. So if we throw anything else down there, so let's just do some iron. Any living rock that's in its area, it'll grab whatever blocks are on the floor, and place it on top of the one that it's above. So in this case, living rock. And there we go. That's how that works. Okay, so if we pick this up and we turn this into the floating version, which is there, this now works more intuitively. So if you place this down on... No, I shouldn't place it on there. I can place... This doesn't have to be on a block that you can place a flower on. This can be on absolutely anything. So in this case, we'll place it on living rock. And this will again do the same thing. Because it's directly on living rock there, it will pick up, it should pick up those iron blocks, unless I got them. Let's throw the dirt down. And it should place those on top of the living rock. There we go, just like that. So this one, I just think it works much more intuitively. So this is the one we're going to go with. Okay, so next couple of things we need are 2 force relays. Now, let's have a look at the recipe for this. These things here. So what we need to do is put a piston into a monopole, and we get a force relay. So we just need... I've just crafted up some pistons. I skipped that bit. I assumed you'd know how to do that. So I'll put those in there. That's 2 force relays. I'll explain what these do in a second. And then we also need 2 mana lenses as well. So I think... I don't know if I've got everything I need on me, but let's give this a go. First one is a ball lens, I believe. I think I've got what I need for that. Yeah, I think I've got this one. That's piston as well. And the other one is a... What? No, I don't know that. A warp lens. I need pixie dust for that. That should be alright, because I've got, yeah, that's just a mana pearl into the Elven Gateway, and we'll get pixie dust back. Just do that, and that, we get a warp lens. And I also need to combine these, because we actually want a composite lens. So I need a slime ball for that. And what we're going to do is put the warp lens at the bottom, ball lens at the top, and then the slime ball like that. You can craft them this way around, but this will not work for this farm if you do it that way. It needs to be like this. So this is now a composite ball warp lens. So these two lenses, what they do, right? We can put these on the front of a mana spreader, which I also need to get. I don't know if I've got any crafted. Oh, do I not have any living wood? See, this is why I need to get some wood automated. You'll go there for now. Right, so the mana lens, as we know, it fires mana, just like this thing here. So this is firing into there just to transfer the mana. But we can also put lenses on it that do different things. So we have these lenses down here that's transferring the mana up here just to speed it up. But we can also do things with it. So the warp lens, what that will do is if the mana hits a force relay from a mana spreader that has a warp lens on it, it will teleport the stream to whichever block is bound to the force relay. So that sounds really complicated when I say it like that, but it's not actually that difficult. So if I just go like this, put this down here, and I shift right click, no, not like that. If I pull that down, right click it, and then right click another block, this block is now bound to this one. So if I have this mana spreader firing at this through a warp lens, once it hits it, it will teleport to there. Okay, so that's what the warp lens does. That is the more complicated one. The ball lens, very simple. It will basically break any block that's in its path. So that is very handy. That is how we're going to automate the living wood and living rock as well. And it's also how we're going to chop down the trees. Right, so I've gone ahead and got the last few bits ready. So I've got a redstone repeater and a redstone torch. Nice and simple. 2 mana spreaders. Unopened crate. This is what's going to drop the saplings so the Rannuncarpus can pick them up and plant them. And I've also crafted the hovering hourglass, and this is just a very basic timer. So what we can do with this is put different types of sand in it. So we've got sand, red sand and soul sand, and they all do different timings. So what we're going to do is sand, I believe, is 1 second. So we're going to put 10 sand in it. So this is a 10-second timer. So I just need to grab that sand, and then we can get over and start building this tree farm up. Right, so unfortunately, I don't have any sand whatsoever. So I'm just going to put a chest down here with all the stuff I need for building this, because if I lose all this in the nether, I'm not going to be happy. So I need to go to the nether and get some soul sand, which, you know, never mind. And then we'll be able to get on with doing this. So I'm going to put my armor on because, you know, it's not nice. Put that in there. That should be everything we need. Okay, so after way too long in the nether, I got some soul sand, but only enough for 16. So it's not great. But then, as I was doing it, I remembered there's a much easier way of doing this, isn't there? So I'll leave that on there because that'll convert to sand, but there's a much better way of doing it. I can't believe I forgot. So I need cobble. But what we can do, we have a alchemy catalyst under this one here. So if we just throw a cobblestone into it, it turns into sand. I can't believe I forgot that. Anyway, right, I'll get a bit more and we can start building this thing. Alright, so since that last clip, I have been quite busy. I have built another circle, as you can see here, and it is the exact same size as this one. If you look here on the map, yeah, it's the same size. And I've been toying with this idea for a while. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this the same size as this one or do some smaller ones, but I thought this could look pretty good if we had these going all the way around. It would mean moving my mob farm if I want that to be as efficient, but I'm alright with that. So I do need to continue the sides of this one down, as I do with this one as well. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing yet. I know I'm going to have a tower on this one, so this is going to look like it's holding everything else up. But these, I think they're going to be more like floating islands and then having some kind of connection to the tower. I do have these living wood plank slabs underneath both of these at the moment, but I think these may need to go a bit lower. And then this stone platform I've put down here is where I'm thinking of building the tree farm, because I want it to be 8 blocks below the dirt that's up there at the moment, because that is the range of the Rannuncarpus, I believe. It can't plant more than 8 blocks vertically away from it. So we will get to that in a second, because I did say I've got everything now, including the sand, but I've forgotten one of the most important parts. We do need another flower, and that is called the munchdew. Now what that does, it will eat the leaves of any nearby trees and turn it into mana, and it is really powerful. It is a really good source of mana. The only problem with it is there's quite a bit of a cooldown. So for your normal mana generation, it's not great, but for a farm like this where you're waiting for trees to grow anyway, it actually works really well. So we do need to get on with that. So let's have a quick sleep and we'll get that crafted. Okay, so looking at the recipe for the munchdew, it does look fairly simple. It's mainly petals, so lime green, red and green. That's pretty easy. But then we also have this, the Rune of Gluttony, which we haven't done yet. So let's have a look at this. So 2 mana diamonds. Gonna need to break down some of that diamond ore. A Rune of Fire, not a problem. But then a Rune of Winter, and this is another one we haven't done yet. So for this, Rune of Water and Earth, not a problem. Wool, that's fine. And then cake, which, as you know, is a bit of a craft, but I do have everything ready for that, so that's not a problem. The tricky thing is snow blocks. So to get snow, we're actually going to use the pure daisy and put water around it. So putting water around a flower, it's going to wash it away. So there is a bit of a trick to this. In fact, there's a few different ways you can do it, so we're going to have a look at those now. So first, let's craft up this cake, just so we've got that ready. Just like that. Okay, so let's give this a try. So I've put a pure daisy in here, and I've surrounded it with blocks so this water doesn't go anywhere. But if we put this down, that's going to wash that away. So that's not good, is it? So there are a few ways that we can do this. The easiest way is to turn this into a floating pure daisy, which is fine. And then we could just put that in the middle and you can waterlog them as well. So that one would stay there and then all the water around it would turn. If you're not at the stage where you can do floating flowers yet, there are a couple of ways you can do it. So if we just grab a couple more blocks, let's use this living rock just so it stands out. All we can do is put blocks like this. And if we fill all of these in with water and put a pure daisy in the middle, that will start doing its thing. As you can see the particles, so that will start doing it. But we'll leave that because I want to show you another way. And this relies, actually, let's get rid of this water so it doesn't go everywhere. Another way we could do it is by relying on Minecraft water physics, which, as you all know, is a bit silly. So what we could do, if we dig out all of these blocks around here, if we then put water there, actually, let's get rid of these in the middle first. If we put water there, it's not going to go anywhere near the middle. So if we go like that, it's going to flow away. Even if we had it all the way around, this block in the middle will be left alone with the pure daisy there. So you can see I updated that water and it still didn't flow into the middle. It does look a bit strange, doesn't it? So I think I'm going to turn this into the floating version and we'll do it that way. So we have a few of these left over, so let's grab that. And we can give this a try. So we'll put that in the middle. I can put these blocks back. Okay, so I can fill all this in now. And you can see that has gone in there, but it is still there. It's not going to go anywhere. And it will turn all the blocks around it into snow. And then that's the last thing we need to do this flower. Okay, so that has converted into snow. So I think we're pretty much there now. Got my 2 diamond ore here. Unfortunately, that's only 2 diamonds. So we'll put those in there and turn those into mana diamonds. Get a bit of wool. And then we can dig up this snow. Okay, so I think I actually only need 2 blocks. So we'll just leave the rest of it there for now. And let's do it. First up, we need to do the Rune of Winter, and we have everything for that now, so we can stick these on here. Well, 2 snow, 1 wool, Rune of Earth, Rune of Water, and a cake. Very random, but that's the thing we need to do, so let that do its thing. Okay, so we can grab that now. And there is our Rune of Winter. Okay, so the next one is the Rune of Gluttony, so we can do that now. So we just need to put the Rune of Fire, Rune of Winter, and 2 mana diamonds on here. And there we go. Wait for that to do its thing. And there's that one done. Right, so now I believe we are in the Petal Apothecary. So put some water in there. The Rune of Gluttony. What else was it? I forgot already. 2 green, 2 red. Sorry. 2 lime green, 1 green, and 2 red. Yeah, there we go. So let's grab some seeds. That in there. And we now have our munchdew. So we just need to turn that into the floating version, as always. And now we actually have everything we need to build this tree farm. Right, let's go do it. Alright, so let's actually get on with this thing now. So we're over under our new circle, and this is a stone platform I was talking about. So what I've decided to do is have this as like a central area. So this is the center of the circle, this block here. And I'm thinking of having walkways going off in each direction, and then we're going to have some farms over here. What I'm thinking for this section is to have stuff that's either vanilla farms, so they don't need any mana at all, or stuff like this tree farm where they don't need constant mana given to them. They can look after themselves. Anything like that that doesn't need to be near the mana battery can just be put over here. So that's what I'm thinking. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the design yet, but this stone definitely will go. Probably replace it with living rock, something like what we've got over here, and it'll go off in each direction, and then we'll enclose the sides and make it all look all fancy, both inside and outside. But that's not today. Today we're building a tree farm. So this is from a tutorial by Janty, who is like the king of Garden of Glass farms, let's be fair. I'll put a link to that tutorial down in the description, and I'll try not to over explain it here, just the bits I found interesting. So let's get on with it. This is the layout we need. We're going to have the Rannuncarpus is going to be on this one, so that can go there. And we can actually get rid of the torches as well, because the great thing about these floating flowers is that they'll light up the area as well. So I can get rid of all these on the side, and we should have it fully lit up. Yeah. So if we take this out, see that this is all spawnable, but putting that there, that's all good. So that will need mana, obviously. So what we're going to do first is put the mana spreader there, put that on there, and then we need a temporary block there, and a force relay on top of there, and the mana pool on top of that. So what this is going to do, if we get rid of that, having this here, we can point this at this mana pool to trick it to firing up, but it's actually going to hit this force relay. So what we want to do is right click this force relay and link it to this dirt block here. And then from there, we're going to have another force relay up here, 7 blocks off the ground, just like that. So that one will fire into that one, go to that dirt block, then it will come up here, hit this one, and then we're going to link this one into this dirt block here. Right, I'm going to remove that Rannuncarpus because it's placing things I don't want it to place. So let's get rid of that. Thank you. And then at the same height as that force relay, we also need a mana spreader. And that is going to send the mana back into this mana pool here. So we'll just do that. And if we shift right click it and link it to there, that will send it back that way. That is the most complicated bit, really. So now we should be able to put... Let's put the chest down first. So we'll have a chest there and a chest there. And this is going to be to collect everything. We're going to have the hopper hock in the middle. So the hopper hock will go there. And then we're going to have the open crate just there. So we can take this block out below it. And then all we need to do is put filters on all of this using our trusty item frames. So if we go like that and like that. So what we need, obviously the saplings need to go into the open crate so they can be dropped. We also want a log in there. And then everything else that the trees produce will go into here. So I've got apples and sticks going there. So I'll get a decent supply of both of those as well. So that is pretty much it, I think. I think we just need to... Oh no, we need the munchdew as well. The munchdew goes up here and that will eat some of the leaves up there. And this is the bit I'm slightly concerned about because I do have the fast leaf decay mod in this mod pack. So this may disrupt this farm a little bit. But I have tested it a bit in creative and it seems to be alright. I just haven't done it long term, so I'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so the munchdew is just going to go here. So even though I'm worried about the fast leaf decay, it's not going to eat all of leaves anyway because it's a little bit higher up. So we should be alright. So we'll have that there. The Rannuncarpus there. And now if we just throw a couple of saplings down, it should pick those up. No, there's no mana yet, is there? Let's sort that out. So put that in there. Is this linked? Yeah, that's linked there. So let's drop those there like that. So that now should be getting mana. So it should now pick those up and plant them on there. But the reason it's not doing that is because we need to slow this hopper hawk down a bit. So what we can do just for now is we're going to lock it with the redstone torch and then we're going to put a timer on this to unlock it every now and then. Right, let's try that again. So right, you pick those up. And plant them there. Right, that's great. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, so now just a tiny little bit of redstone. And this is so easy because of this. So we'll just a repeater there. Hover in hourglass. And then we'll take our 10 sand. And this will give us a 10-second delay. So every 10 seconds, this redstone torch will turn off and unlock this hopper hook. So most of the time, the saplings are just going to be sat there. And then once this goes off, it'll pick them up just so they don't despawn. They're going to get picked up every 10 seconds. To give this a little try, what we can do... I think that's it now, isn't it? Yeah, I've done everything now. So all we need to do is just bone meal this, and it should start doing its thing. So I've got right. So the munchdew is doing its thing, and that's doing it. And yeah, see, that's it. That's it. Chop down. The mana is going through there, going through these dirt blocks, and chopping everything down. We already have our first log in there. First 4 sticks. Nice. So this should be very productive, and we shouldn't need to give it any more mana. There should be a surplus of mana, but what we're going to do is put the agri-carnations down, and they can use some of that mana to grow these trees a little bit quicker. So we'll just put them around here like this. And we'll keep this symmetrical, like that. Now, they should go a little bit faster. So I may put some more of these down, depending on how this goes, but 4 should be alright for now. One thing to watch out for though is that when the ball ends breaks these blocks, all of the blocks will actually come out of here and spill out around here. So that's why I just put this wall here, because as you know, this is void, so they would probably spill out over there and we may lose some. So I'll just put this wall here to save those, and then the hopper hawk can pick them up just from around there. Okay, so I've just been AFK for a little bit while I've edited this video together, and let's see what we've got. Nice, look at that. Almost 5 stacks of oak already. That is brilliant. Chopping that down will be a real pain, especially as I don't have this enchanted yet. It would take an absolute age, so that is great. Having this running all the time is going to be brilliant. There's going to be an absolute ton of wood here. And the reason I've done this as a double chest as well is so I can have a hopper under here and I can send this into some kind of item stream that will send somewhere. So what I'm thinking is, as we've got a little mana battery down there, I'm going to build a circle around here and have this tower going all the way up. And then we're going to have a stone generator and an ore generator down there. I'm going to have those items come up, and there's going to be some kind of like sorting area in this middle bit here. The ores will probably be sorted here and cooked if they need to be. And then everything else will get sent over here into this middle bit. And I'm going to have some big storage area over here, partly for manual stuff, but partly for all of the farms that we're going to have all over the world. So including over here, the wood will get sent over there. Anything we've got down there will get sent over there. And anything else we'll come up with is all going to go into one central storage area. But that is going to be something for another day. I've had a lot of fun getting this tree farm sorted. It has been a little bit grindy getting everything crafted for it, but you know what? That's Botania. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.